somewhere in the quiet recesses of your mind, where thoughts ripple like soft winds over still lakes. The files have already begun to shift. Isn't it curious how the brain knows how to refile, even before you tell it to? Because there was a time when a sound, a sight, a feeling could open a drawer, and inside, a mess of meaning, scattered pages of pain or hesitation. That was then, and this is now. Now, where order emerges from entropy. Now, where you remember, you can forget. Forget the way it used to be, because your mind now chooses clarity. You're not broken, never were. You're merely unfiled. You've always had the power to label things differently, because names shape nature, and meaning follows the metaphor. When you rename the past, you release it. So let's play a game, a playful game of change, where you're the librarian of your mind, and every memory becomes a book, with pages you're free to revise. You're the author of your neural architecture. You pick up an old fear and file it under growth initiated. You take shame and move it to the catalyst cabinet. You place pain beside progress and notice how they begin to look the same. After all, doesn't every great transformation begin with the spark of discomfort? You already know, don't you? Though it once felt like a wall, or just the edge of your current map. Maps aren't a territory, but now your territory expands, because every step you take forward rewires your past. And every breath opens space for the belief. I am the rewirer. I am the reorganizer. You are the flexible architect of your state, the adaptive rewire of reaction, the calm conductor of your inner symphony. You notice a trigger and smile, not because it controls you, because it reminds you. You now respond instead of react. And from that new place of presence, you breathe and feel the power to redirect the current, because emotion is energy in motion, and motion is yours to direct. This is not a reaction, this is a realignment. You realign by reframing. You reframe by choosing. You choose because you're no longer running from pain. You're dancing with it until it changes form and becomes freedom. So imagine now each belief, each pattern, as glowing neural filaments, some tangled, some aligned. And one by one, your unconscious fingers reach in, not to destroy, but to reorder, to cross-file confidence where fear used to flare, to anchor love where scarcity used to shout, to breathe curiosity into the rigid corners. You hear it, don't you? The click, click, click of new associations falling into place. You don't need to fix the past, you just refile it. You say that was then, this is now. And your nervous system listens, and it believes you, because beliefs shape biology. Emotion guides energy, and energy draws reality around it, like metal to a magnet. So the more you believe, the more it becomes so, because people respond, not to what's real, but to what's believed. And isn't that empowering? You don't have to change reality, just your relationship to it. And there's someone who can refile a thought, who can realign a state, who can redirect a belief. What else becomes possible? Because when you're the one who sees patterns, you become the one who creates them. And maybe now you realize, all this time, the chaos wasn't chaos. It was unfiled potential, untapped greatness, unrefined gold. And you, the alchemist, have finally found the furnace. Now you reorganize, now you redesign, now you reclaim. How you can shift pain of rejection into the power of redirection. You can refile the sting of silence into a signal of independence. Reassign a failure into feedback, initiating evolution. How you can turn awkwardness into authenticity. How you can transform triggers into training. How you can breathe into resistance until it melts into resilience. That's how you build emotional mastery. That's how you install cognitive flexibility. That's how you file the belief. I'm not the result of what happened to me. I'm the result of what I've chosen to become. And the brain listens every time you say, I choose this now. The neurons fire, the chemicals shift, the body softens, the beliefs install. So let's embed it all now. You're growing. You're enough. Your state is your superpower. Reality bends with your beliefs. Every no redirects you to a better yes. Your emotions are teachers, not tyrants. You're charismatic because you are. Presence is your power. Action is your clarity. Certainty is your currency. You're the empowered librarian, the flexible cross-filer, the joyful rewirer, the magnetic creator, the calm disruptor, the conscious architect. And all those files, they're finally falling into place. Click, click, click. And that sound, that's the sound of your new reality, organising itself around who you've always been becoming.